Welcome, everyone. My name is Chris Lehner. I'm head of retail practice here at Netmaven, and this is The Edge. Joining us today, we have John Salha from T-Mobile for Business. John, welcome, and thanks for being here. To kick it off, would you mind giving us a quick introduction of yourself and your team and kind of cover the responsibilities that you guys have over at T-Mobile for Business?
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for having me on The Edge. So I manage the business internet product portfolio for T-Mobile. So both from a fixed wireless access and from mobility. We develop all the product that goes in these two areas. For example, connected laptops on the mobile internet and a lot of the high-speed internet, home kind of business internet that you see.
Excellent. So the category of business internet certainly encompasses a lot of different products, and you guys go to market in a number of different ways. I kind of want to drill into a couple areas there and get some thoughts and feedback from you on it. So primarily, 5G connectivity is becoming increasingly important for things like connected laptops and other mobile computing devices that the workforce uses when they're out and remote and doing business. What are some of the key trends you're seeing in this area around connected laptops, connected mobile computing devices, and things like that? And how is T-Mobile working to address the needs of customers looking for things like 5G connected laptops?
Well, yeah, I think we are at a kind of about to cross the chasm on connected laptops. I think a lot of early adopters have played around with the 5G connected laptops. I think things have slowed down as we cross the chasm, and I think we're seeing the next wave of adapters coming on board. I think the issues that we have in the market is the cost of the device, which is a little bit higher than Wi-Fi, and justifying the cost of the connectivity. Wi-Fi is free, 5G is not. So we're working on first addressing these two elements. And the way we're trying to do that is with our Partner Plus program. Any device that anybody that includes our 5G connectivity in it will have a subsidy from us. The other, from the kind of the recurring cost, the way we're addressing this is we have our T-SIM Secure embedded in our servers. So that way people can take these and the kind of monthly fee that is coming in is not to pay for connectivity, but keep the laptop secure and away from unsecure sites and unsecure Wi-Fi. From a trend, one of the big trends that we're also seeing is a lot of customers who are embracing or trying to embrace the 5G connectivity are scratching their head of and how do we roll out these devices to, if I have 1,000 employees, 2,000 employees, I'm going to have to roll out all these devices, and how am I going to manage that connectivity? So we're also working with Ericsson to try to come up with a zero-touch provisioning process where people can provision the laptops and enable the companies to go from, literally having a whole set of Wi-Fi devices to 5G.
Excellent. So it sounds like T-Mobile's approach here is rather than just trying to get a bunch of products out to market, you're really addressing the whole issue pretty holistically. Certainly, you mentioned being able to offset that what is currently an incremental cost for 5G connectivity and 5G connected laptops, which is great, but also the rest of what it takes to deliver a solution, i.e. security, the management and the delivery of the devices. So to be able to handle all that end to end, I think is critically important to be able to advancing and promoting this market and ultimately being able to provide a viable solution to the market.
And we need to, Chris, to do that, because if you look at the forecast or what people are saying about connected devices. I mean, in 2024, people expect about 44 million laptops being sold in the US. Out of this, only 300,000 5G devices. So 5G is a very, very, very small portion of all these laptops. And we need to influence that number to grow to grow it to more. So we're doing all of these to facilitate companies moving from Wi-Fi to 5G.
Excellent. Yeah. So there's some hurdles to overcome, but it sounds like the approach here is to just try to mitigate all those things that have been barriers to adoption in the past, and really make it something that we can start to promote out to our partners and ultimately out to users in the field. Fantastic. So I want to move over real quick to fixed wireless. So fixed wireless access on 5G is kind of an emerging area. In fact, not only is it the fastest growing, but it's also the second most available form of broadband internet connectivity in the U.S. Can you talk a bit about, for those who aren't yet familiar with fixed wireless, talk a bit about what fixed wireless access is, talk about some of the benefits, and really explain a bit more about how T-Mobile is supporting partners with programs to drive sales of fixed wireless and promote adoption in the field?
Thanks, Chris. I think this is a very good question. Let me first step back and dive on one point that you're talking about, broadband. Broadband is expanding tremendously. A lot of businesses, due to COVID, due to pricing pressure, due to a change in how they're structured from a very centralized to very decentralized structure, are moving to broadband. Okay, away from things like MPLS. And what we're noticing is fixed broadband is not very easy to roll out to different people. You have to do trenching, you have to set up all the cabling. So fixed wireless access is coming in and being a very good alternative to that fixed broadband. And and then the beautiful thing about fixed wireless access is it can be rolled out on the spot. You do not need to have a telecom engineers to come and install it. It's available nationwide. If you are in rural areas, your fixed provider might not be able to reach you. Where we have, from a fixed wireless access, ability to roll out wherever there is a signal. And then lastly, we're able to kind of give customers, because we're able to roll out nationally, the simplicity. One rate plan, one vendor, one bill. And this is why fixed wireless access is really winning in the world of broadband. Now, why T-Mobile and why 5G? Now, 5G is the new version of fixed wireless access. And if you look at the delta between 5G and 4G, it's very significant from a speed, from a latency, and from an availability perspective. So you are able to do a lot more with 5G than you would have been able to do with LTE. Now, what are people using the 5G for? That there's really a kind of a two areas where a lot of people are using fixed wireless access and 5G as a primary connection, where companies are literally moving completely their broadband to a fixed wireless access with 5G. A lot of companies who are not very comfortable with doing that are still moving to 5G as a backup. Now, there's benefit for both. As a primary, it is much faster to roll out. They have a lot of flexibility and security based in these functions. As a backup, you have the ability to back up your fixed line and gives you a uptime of 99.99%. If your fixed line drops, your fixed wireless access will pick up. And most of the devices today you could have active on both the wireless, the fixed and the wireless, so that if it goes down, you don't have to change IP addresses, you keep going, or you can have a hot swap. So there's a lot of functionality in both. And why T-Mobile? Well, we've got the biggest and best network around fixed wireless access. Now, how is T-Mobile helping? Well, we've just launched what we call our connected workplace. Our connected workplace will provide you with the connectivity, the installation, the managed service, and the installation that is needed to really help companies do A to Z on the fixed wireless access thing. Now, if partners want to do that, we've also got another program, the Partner Plus program, very similar to the one I just talked about on the connected laptops, where if a partner wants to roll out their solution to their client and they include a 5G SIM in that solution, we are also providing a subsidy for these devices to enable customers to migrate from LTE to 5G. We really want to see the whole nation move away from LTE to 5G.
Excellent. Well, thanks for the insight there, John. And you mentioned a couple key points around the versatility of T-Mobile fixed wireless access being a good fit for both primary and backup. And part of that is simply the cost component of a fixed wireless access solution. Whether it's primary or backup, it represents generally a solution that is lower priced than oftentimes existing fiber or cable internet solutions, in particular for businesses. So having that price flexibility makes it a great option to install as primary for highly reliable connectivity, but also a low-cost backup option as well for somebody who currently has good fiber or cable broadband service. So that duality of purpose there is I think really flexible and super appealing to both partners and customers as well. So great stuff. Well, John, thank you very much. Great to reconnect with you. Looking forward to continuing to work with you and your team going forward. And for everyone watching, if you have any questions on fixed wireless, on 5G connected laptops, on all things T-Mobile for Business, feel free to reach out to your Netmaven team. Thank you again, John, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.